Hey, good day, everyone. Charles Wilson here. Welcome back to Statehood Speaks, the DC Democratic Party's podcast, where we talk to local and national Democrats about why they're Democrats and what issues are important to them. I'm excited that I'm joined today by none other than the chair of the Texas Democratic Party, Mr. Kendall Scudder.
That's it.
Yep. We're joining you from the DNC meeting. So, Kendall, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. It has been a wild month for Texas Democrats. I just got elected back in March.
Okay.
And so I've kind of had trial by fire, but it has been a really great experience. I've appreciated the opportunity to be able to show the country how hard Democrats in Texas know how to fight.
Yes, well, let's get to it. So we like to ask all our guests the same question. Very first question: why are you a Democrat?
Well, where I'm from in East Texas, when I was growing up, everybody used to be a Democrat. My granddaddy was born alone and to a wash bucket with nobody in the room but his mama on a farm that only had electricity because of Franklin Roosevelt, because of Sam Rayburn, because of the New Deal, and because of the Democratic Party. So the Democrats earned support of working class rural folks, and that was who we were. And I think over time, the party may have forgotten a little bit about who it is. And it's a party that'll take on whatever billionaire, whatever banker, whatever bootlicking bastard we have to fight on behalf of the working people. And that's why I'm a Democrat, because I lick no boots, because I work for the people of this country, and people like us shouldn't have to be at the bottom groveling for crumbs.
All right, great. Texas has been in the news, just like DC. Talk to us about what's going on politically in Texas.
Well, what's happened is that, embarrassingly, we have a governor of Texas who has bent over backwards for some East Coast huckster from New York City.
Who's that?
Donald Trump. But fun fact, Democrats in Texas Democrats, we don't work for Donald Trump. We work for the people of Texas. And so whenever Donald Trump picked up the phone and called our governor and said, we want you to redraw these maps, we want you to disenfranchise Texans, we want you to racially gerrymander maps to make sure that we get to avoid accountability in the next election, our governor said, absolutely, sir, let me do it as fast as I can. And Democrats said, not on my watch. Right. So we left the state, used our constitutionally protected right for quorum breaking. We killed the first special session, started a national conversation on redistricting reform, and got blue states like California to start drawing their own maps up to try to mitigate the difference. Now, regardless, that doesn't mean this fight's over. Even if we are able to offset and haven't even killed because of California, there are still minority populations in Texas that are being oppressed. It takes a black Texan now 5 votes to equal 1 white vote. It takes a Hispanic Texan 3 votes to equal 1 white vote. We're not going to stop fighting until we have equal representation in people's voting rights.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit, because I know people have heard the term gerrymandering. What does that actually mean?
Well, let me just say, it doesn't really matter if you know all the intricacies of how districts are drawn. But that's kind of what gerrymandering is. It's when you take a map and you draw a district and you cut out who you don't want in it, you put in who you do want in it, so that you can make sure the districts you want to run in or your friends want to run in are safe districts for them. What it means is that you don't have the right to pick who represents you. Instead, they draw a map to pick their own voters so that they can have job security. And frankly, they don't deserve job security because they haven't been serving people like us. They haven't been working for working people. They should lose their jobs. But they draw the districts in such a way that it stops them from ever doing it. That's what gerrymandering is. I'll remind people that in 2021, there was a federal law that was designed to create federal nonpartisan redistricting committees. Every single Democrat voted for it, and every single Republican voted against it. Democrats are fighting to try to make sure we get fair districts, that you get to decide who represents you in government. Republicans are trying to make sure the deck's stacked in their favor.
Got it. So, we've all been watching at home. What advice can you give Democrats across the country about how to resist these efforts coming from the Trump administration?
Become ungovernable.
Okay.
When tyranny starts knocking on your door, the way you react to a tyrannical leader is to become ungovernable. And I think that people have seen that with Texans. We are refusing to participate in those types of charade. We'll pick up our shit and leave if we have to. We've had members that have gotten locked inside of our legislative chambers because they've refused to have the police stalk them and follow them around. We bend over to no one. We stand up and fight for one group of people, and that's the people of Texas. And, if you want to come at us you're going to have to go through some rough process to get it done. That's my advice to anyone: is become ungovernable, stand up, fight back, and don't let them knock you around. I mean, I think it's different when you're in Texas because we're used to being pushed aside. We're used to getting steamrolled. You know, when you're a Democrat in Texas, you get kicked in the teeth a lot.
Right.
But we just have nothing left to lose. We're over it.
Right.
And we're sick and tired of getting treated that way. And I think everyone should have hit that field by now. Don't let them push you around, usher you around, tell you what to do. Stand up, fight back. It doesn't matter what the rules say. It doesn't matter what the norms have always been. They aren't abiding by those rules. They aren't abiding by those norms. We can't either if we intend to have a democracy.
Wow. So what advice do you see any correlation between what's going on in Texas and what's going on currently in DC?
Without a doubt. I mean, this is all authoritarianism, right? It's creating a police state. Whether it is a police state that stalks all of my legislators around or locks them in rooms and refuses to allow them to leave, or it's a police state where they're literally militarizing police forces on people's streets, or you can even take it to places like California where they have ICE agents plucking up legal citizens, legal residents off the streets and deporting them. And that is tyranny. Where are the lovers of liberty? Where are the guys flying those yellow "don't tread on me" flags? Because that's exactly what's happening right now. And they're staying awfully quiet right now. So any lover of liberty should be furious about what's happening right now, what's happening to y'all in DC, what's happened to us in Texas. It's just beyond. And we have to stand together, shoulder to shoulder in these efforts, because it's stronger to do it together than it is to do it by ourselves.
How, for those listening at home, how can we help Texas?
Well, I think I feel terrible asking people in DC to help us. You've got your own fight on your hands. People can always help by, calling into our legislators and things like that. But I want you to help Texas by standing up and fighting like a Texas Democrat in DC.
All right.
For years, Texas Democrats and the national party have always kind of been separate from one another and always tried to show how they're different. That, we haven't always gotten along very well, the national party and the state party in Texas. But now what we're seeing is people all around the country saying, you know what, maybe there's something to being a Texas Democrat. And I just think I want to see DC Democrats fighting back like Texas Democrats. And we're here to do everything we can to fight to support you in it. I've seen all the great work you're doing and your team's doing. I've been watching all the news. Y'all are killing it. And these are just really trying times. And the whole country and the whole world's counting on us to get this one right.
Well, we're going to stay in the fight.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us. You got any parting thoughts for our listeners today?
I think parting thoughts that I have is that DC Democrats don't work for Donald Trump.
That's right.
They work for the people of DC. And Texas Democrats don't work for Donald Trump. We work for the people of Texas. Don't lose sight of where we're going, what we're trying to get accomplished. This is bigger than one man. It's bigger than one personality. He will be gone sooner rather than later, and we will have an opportunity to rebuild this country. So focus in on that vision of what we can bring to people, what a democratic country looks like. We're not just a party that's fighting against something. We got to bring something. So I don't want to see any Democrat out on the stage talking about preserving Social Security. I want to see you talking about expanding Social Security. I don't want to see you talking about making sure people see a doctor when they're sick. Start talking about seeing a doctor before you're sick. That's what our party is. Big, bold, progressive ideas that help working class people. That's how we get out of this mess.
I love it, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thanks
you
so
for
much.
having me.
Let's go, Democrats.